Hello, my name is Samuel Warwick. I have autism. The entertainment industry has been a huge part of my childhood. So, by being inspired to see other entertainment podcasters interviewing other people from television shows, I decided to do one myself. To know about some funny behind the scenes, bloopers, and some stuff that we probably didn't know about while they were making the certain type of show. This is Entertainment Treasure Talk with Samuel Warwick. Let's go to the podcast now. Hold on. Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk with Samuel Warwick. Well, welcome back. Welcome to this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk, I should say, with Samuel Warwick. I am your host, of course, as always, Samuel Warwick, and I am so glad that you are here. Whether you found me from a different episode, or if you're just coming on to this episode, or if you've been following me for quite some time, or if you just found me, welcome. My name is Samuel Warwick, and I am just like I said before, I'm happy that you're here. And so here today, I have at least two co-hosts with me. I have, of course, of course, he's been around for a long time. Of course, we have Martin Kreps.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, and of course, returning from a very long hiatus, because he normally comes with our Muppet guest or with anybody that involved in the Jim Henson Company, Mason Mcguiness.
What's up, guys? Mason here.
Hi, Mason.
Hello.
Yeah, and yeah. So, how are you guys doing this evening, if I should say?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just got off from working at the theme park, and it's been a busy weekend so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our guest today, our guest today has worked on many productions. He has worked on, stuff from the Jim Henson Company, what you may know of. He's worked on stuff such as, well, he's worked on The Webulous World of Dr. Seuss. He's worked on Kermit Swamp Years, and he's also directed a lot of the Muppet sing-alongs, and he's done things for the Bear and the Big Blue House pilot, and most importantly, he has directed most of the episodes for Jim Henson's Animal Jam, which we will talk about. We're gonna talk about all of those, and he is with us now. It is David Gumpel.
Hey.
Right.
Hello, David. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Pretty good.
So yeah, so just to kick things off, we like to ask a little bit about ourselves, and a little bit about themselves. I'm sorry, themselves, and what they do. And would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Okay. Well, I started doing television in high school, so I really started early. Oh, I started at the very beginning. I was 12 years old, and Sesame Street was a year old, and I went down to watch Sesame Street with Jim and Frank, doing Bert and Ernie. And little did I know I'd be, working for them years later. So, and then did television at NYU after that. And then I started working for the Henson Company because I met Jane Henson. Jane Henson was at NYU because Lisa Henson was taking a class there. And Jane Henson walked in my office and said she needs some people to work at the Muppets. So that's how it all started.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. A lot of happenstance, just things that happened to happen. So it was great.
Yeah, but you kind of already answered that question already. The only my question is how did you get into the business? And you've answered that pretty well. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm trying to think. I mean, you started working with the Henson Company. I'm about to say, oh my. So Actually, I'm gonna let Mason answer this next question. If since we're already into the topic of media, so Mason, go on ahead and ask.
Okay, so ever since I grew up watching the Muppets when I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old, I have collected one of your three of your Muppet sing along videos.
Oh yeah.
The first one I wanted to ask, the first one that ever came out was Billy Bunny's Animal Songs. How was it like working on those sing along videos with along with that one? It's Not Easy Being Green, and then the Muppet Treasure Island one that came out a few years later.
Well, the first one was the fun, really fun, and one of the reasons it was so much fun is because the music wasn't kiddie music. It wasn't just for little kids. The songs are
Mhm.
great. Um, and Kevin Clash did the bunny in the show. Uh,
Yep.
and it was really fun because it had really good songs. I mean, it made such a difference not to have little ditties that were, the dancer. Let's see, I can't remember. I can't remember the whole thing, but there's the girl dancer that's kind of sexy for puppets, and that was really exciting. Great time
uh,
doing it.
wow. I mean, most of the songs have been so catchy. Like Frog Talk was very catchy. The
Yep.
Bears rapping song that was catchy as well.
Yes.
And then Don't Bump Into Me, and then Hoppity
Yeah,
Bunny was another catchy
that's
one.
the one. Girl, don't bump into me is the one with the girl puppet that's being silly with the bunny.
Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen the Muppet sing along. I've seen the Muppet do along as well, which was really good. I like that one.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the
And
I was gonna say,
what do
I
you
know
see?
you also.
You see VHS or what?
I'm sorry. Do I have the
How'd you?
VHS? Or it's at my
Yeah.
grandmother's place right now. I got it like my grandma got it for me from a thrift store back then, like at a Goodwill or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And she got me into the Muppets of watching them ever since I was so little because I grew up watching uh, Bear in the Big Blue House, Sesame Street, Animal Jam, and the Wubulous Will of Dr. Seuss all together. So
Mhm.
she got me into it, and I was like, Gonzo was one of my personal favorites, but even for that, I have never seen the the Muppets on Wheels or things that fly back then until like a couple years ago, because
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to find those VHSs for such a very long time, but they're so hard to find, especially on
Right.
eBay because nobody makes VHSs anymore.
Right.
No.
That is so 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Well, that they're in the original wrapping. I haven't opened them. I don't know. They
oh
probably.
wow, I never thought
Wow.
about that. But I've seen they have the Billy Bunny one on Peacock recently. It's been streaming on there lately. I was like,
Yes.
Really.
wow, I can't believe that's on there. I mean, there's like VHSs on YouTube and one on Peacock, and then they have It's Not Easy Being Green on YouTube. I was like, this is bringing me back childhood memories of looking back and listening to the songs
Yes.
that are so catchy.
Right.
Yes.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
but my most personal favorite was It's Not Easy Being Green because it brought back some of the good songs, like that one cover that Kermit did. Kokomo was very catchy too.
Yep.
At the
Yes.
beginning, it just brought me summer vibes to enjoy and listen to the Muppets on a road trip, and then bring it back also from other songs from the Muppet Show or other specials and movies
Hmm.
also really got me into it. But I I gotta say I really loved all those songs that I've listened to when I watched it on VHS back then. It just made me got up and danced along to, because it was just
Absolutely.
most of the
Mhm.
songs just wow. It just really made me happy just to dance along to and watch the segments that they do every now and then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after let's see, what did I work on after that? Let's see. Let me think. Well, I worked on the. Let's see, was that after or before? But I worked on the Jim Henson Hour.
Oh.
I've heard of that
Yeah,
one.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, I did. I did a lot of shooting for the behind the scenes show.
Oh,
Uh,
that.
Oh, I've seen the video of how Kermit explained about the puppeteers, and all the characters were like screaming, like, "He said the P word," and it shows all the puppeteers underneath them. I was like, "Oh my gosh!
Oh my
I can't believe they did
god.
that!"
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yep,
I
I've seen
remember
that.
seeing that.
I've seen that.
I have to say that was the best moment
Yeah.
I've ever watched in the Jim Henson Hour.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
That was crazy. Like, my god.
That was really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
yeah, I
god.
backgrounds for that were really great. Those the TV sets and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my my favorite episode is Dog City. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, Dog City.
yep,
Yeah, I've seen some of
I've
Dog
seen
City.
the
Yeah.
animated series, and
Yeah, not. I'm talking about the Jim Henson Hour one.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, yes, I have seen that one too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I directed up on that on the what was it on ABC? I forget.
I think it
Yeah.
was ABC.
The, the Dog City show. I forget what that was on, but I directed all the puppets in it. That'll. Yep. And
Wow.
let's see. After that, what happened?
I think they may have did.
It's hard for me to remember. That's why questions from you guys.
I think you might have did Bear in the Big Blue House, maybe, because I think that came in like '96 or '97. I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a short pilot. It was like it's a presentation pilot, and we shot it at the 225 East 67th Street.
Oh yeah, Kaufman
And
Astoria, I think.
no, that was shot. Oh yeah, when they did the series. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the series is started at Kaufman. I know that, but what the pilot was shot somewhere else.
yeah, in the
Okay.
yeah. But I think what else there is. I forget. I mean, we could jump to telling stories with Tommy. Did you ever see that show?
Only saw with Tommy
Wait.
DePella. I've heard of
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember that one. I
Yeah.
remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I directed all the episodes of that show, and
Wow.
he was a really great guy. He passed away since then, but it was really fun doing that because he had this vast amount of books, kids books that he had written, and they were really that made and I worked with Jim Lewis on that. Jim Lewis,
Yeah.
that was really.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's pretty.
so let's see. So after, should we jump to the Wobulous World of Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, yeah, I guess we could jump there, and then after that, we'll
Mhm.
go on to Animal Jam, which is something that I love dearly because I'm actually a big part of the Animal Jam fandom. So that's yeah, but we'll talk about Dr. Seuss first before we get to Animal Jam. So
Well, amazing thing about Dr. Seuss was one of the first virtual background show where the camera was locked in the background, and when you forth, the sets would move with, it was really great technology. And Hal Bertram, who was one of the people who worked at the Creature Shop, I went over there and I told him the system we wanted to make, and he wrote all the software and came up with it. And the person who was the most influential on that was Michael Frith. He actually named the show Wubulous.
Hmm.
Uh,
Ooh.
and there was
Michael
a lot
Frith. Yes,
of
yes,
good.
I know that name. Michael Frith.
Yeah, yeah. He designed the Fraggles.
Hmm.
Uh, he designed a lot of the original Muppet Show characters, also
Yeah,
the
he did
ones.
Between the
Ooh. Yeah.
Lions too. So Between the Lions, that's how I know him because he did a lot for that show as well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Love.
that he came up with the whole concept of that show.
Hmm,
Uh,
that's cool.
let's see,
That's
what was
really cool. Do you guys have a favorite
you know
episode? Yes, Martin, go ahead.
no
Ask a question.
Yep. So, um, I want to talk about one of the Animal Cam episodes, that we actually got around, um, Thanksgiving, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
hmm
The Quick, the Slow, and the Waffle.
Oh boy.
uh-huh.
So, what was it like directing that episode?
Well, I don't remember that episode,
Oh.
but I mean, it was so much fun because we had a room full of kids,
Hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
and we had Bozark the elephant, and it was really, so great to have all those kids come in and dance on the show. When my kids were young,
Hmm.
when my kids were little, they came down and danced on Animal Jam too.
Hmm. Yep, I know. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, yeah, I was gonna ask that because I found it from another podcast that you had kids on that show as well. And you
Well, yeah.
know, yeah, and also, I'm the head of the fan base of Animal Jam. Like, I was not expecting. Like, we've recently got in contact with John actually, and John, he is so cool. John is one of the most nicest people that I have come
Yeah,
across
yes.
Yes.
on this podcast.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, he tried to get his daughter on the show as well, but his daughter, I think, at times were very scared. We saw in the photos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think his daughter was like scared or something, but he had a daughter at the time, and that's why they wanted to do it. So
Okay. And Hallie Stanford from Henson, she was really the main force on that show.
okay, so
She did development and stuff, and we did a lot of stuff to test that out. And we shot an episode first in the Charlie Chaplin studio,
yes.
so
Mm-hmm.
we would know what we were up against on shooting
Hmm.
the show. And
Yep.
and that
And
was, I mean, we did a lot of episodes of that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
help.
But what I'm aware is that it took them, it took them a lot of planning. It took John a lot of planning, and it took, he had the design, and Animal Jam was actually not going to be just kids wearing t-shirts. They were going to actually have kids in actual like suits, but then it just didn't turn out. So so yeah, yeah.
Never heard that.
I don't know. Well, if you haven't seen the episode with John, he'll tell you. And there's behind the scenes. I posted a behind the scenes like during this recording session with John.
Oh,
So it was pretty cool if you check it out on the podcast.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whose podcast is that?
It's mine, Entertainment Treasure Talk.
Oh,
So
another one. Okay.
yeah, it's like another video, but I'll probably send you the link to the video. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It'll give you a background and everything. But yeah, I don't know. Just to me, it was kind of strange that Animal Jam, just came towards me as just something random. Like I don't know why. I talked about it on like a YouTube channel, on like my YouTube, and I shared a song about it, and then people started coming to my channel, and I started getting more views on my YouTube channel and stuff. I'm like, what? Well, what is this? I knew about the show for a long time. I watched it on Discovery Kids when I was very little, but it was so long since I pulled it out again. And then
Uh huh.
and then it was like everybody was like saying, "Oh my gosh, you're saving my childhood here." I'm like, "Oh, well, what is this?" Like I posted it from one of the hit entertainment DVDs that I have. Oh
Uh
my
huh.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Do I have them still? Oh my goodness! You know what? I forgot to pull out the Animal Jam DVDs. Oh my god! I don't think I can
No,
find them. But
no.
I had them here. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I had Animal Jam DVDs here actually. I would have shared with you. I don't know if they're in this box here. They could be. Yeah. Well, they're not with me at the moment, so I'm sorry about that, John.
Let's
Well, not John, but David.
go back again. Let's go backwards again.
Yeah.
So, if you ever saw, did you see the making of Fraggle Rock? That down at Fraggle Rock?
Oh
Uh,
yeah. I've seen that. The Making of Fraggle Rock. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that, and I won a bunch of awards for that. So that was really fun.
Oh, how was it
wow.
like working on Fraggle Rock? You know, directing that for Fraggle Rock. How was it
Well,
like? How was that like?
I didn't work on the show itself.
Yeah.
I was very young at Henson. It was before I did everything, and they gave me all the tapes from the behind the scenes, and I pulled all the clips from different shows, and we made it. We did wraparounds with Jim talking about the different aspects of the show, and we cut it together as an hour documentary that ran on HBO. So that was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, the fact that you were able to get behind the scenes of Fraggle Rock, and that's that's incredible. I mean, that's gotta say. Oh my goodness. So, and actually, there was another show during Animal Jam. There's another project that you worked on around that time at MG, because as you know, Animal Jam was filmed at MGM Studios
Right.
in in Florida. So, as well as Kermit Swamp Year. So, how was that like?
Well, let's go back to Florida again. I did all the entrance videos when you walked in to see the Muppet 3D movie. All the stuff that was on the walls, I did that stuff. That was fun.
Oh my God, I saw Muppet
Wow.
3D. I saw Muppet 3D. Oh my God.
Yep. Same here. I went there back in
Oh,
Yeah.
2010.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
So
saw it back in 2008. Oh
yeah.
my
Jim,
gosh.
Jim directed the movie, but I did all the stuff on the walls when you came in. No, so that was. I wish it was still open, but that's
Oh,
the way it is.
yeah, I
yeah,
know. I
I
live
heard
in a
they're closing it around the
Yeah.
week before I'm supposed to go to Florida. Cause when I heard that, I was like, "No, that's my favorite attraction. Why are you taking it down?"
I
Right.
know. I was like, oh
I know, right?
man. I was like,
Like,
man.
no.
Like, man.
No.
I was like,
Like,
I
I
was
never
really.
got to experience it.
Oh, I know, Martin. That's kind of. I know. I mean, that would have been so cool. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool because I remember like that big Muppet. I forgot his name, but that big Muppet that came out, he would come out. I forgot his name.
That's Sweetums.
Yeah, Sweetums
Oh
Sweetums.
came
yeah.
Yes,
out.
we. Yeah.
Yeah, Sweetums would come out and he would say, "Have you seen Bean?" And I'm like, "Oh my god,
Right.
that was funny. That was awesome. Like
Yeah,
Muppet
Yeah.
3D was awesome. Yeah. So back then in like the '08, we went to a place there in Florida called Give Kids the World. And yeah, have you heard of that place? Have you heard of it? Have you
No.
never heard of it? Okay. But it's there in
Mhm.
Florida. It's there in
Okay.
Florida, and so it's actually right where Disney World, near right around Disney World and Universal is and all that.
Okay.
And it's and it was for a place where like special needs people, like kids that were critically ill, got to make a
Uh-huh.
wish. And my sister wanted to make a wish to go to Disney World and see princesses, and that's what we did.
Cool.
So that
Right.
was a fun experience. Like, oh my goodness, that was a fun experience,
So
man.
when they did the memorial service for Jim Henson, I directed that.
Oh.
That was it was so sad. It was so hard. It was so hard to make a show. And then after that, the Muppets celebrate Jim Henson, and
Yeah.
that was directed by Don Misher, who was a famous director, TV director. He just passed away,
Oh my
and
Oh.
goodness. Man, we've had a lot of people pass away this year. I can't even
Yeah.
touch my finger.
That's the show I won an Emmy on. So that's my.
Mm, yeah, we've had,
Sorry.
you know, yeah, it's really sad how people, they move on. How a lot of people this year have just moved on. I mean, that's crazy.
Yep.
Like,
Life
wow.
goes. Yep.
hmm It's
Part
sad,
of
but it's
evolution.
true. But it's sad, but sometimes we just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, we're only
It's
for a certain amount of time, and we gotta make the best of it.
hmm
part of evolution. The
Yeah.
new era goes to a next one.
Yeah,
hmm
that's how it works.
But yeah, how was
Yep.
it? But yeah, I wanted to go to a favorite part of the Kermit Swamp Years. One of my favorite parts was let the frogs go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let the frogs go. Let the frogs go.
Let the frogs go. Let the frogs go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun. I'm kind of curious about this.
Mason made a meme of that
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
Oh yeah, back in March or April, around that time, I
Yeah.
did made a meme or crossover of it.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious about this. Do you know if anybody from Animal Jam may have made a cameo appearance in that movie? Do you know?
No, just my kids were in the classroom.
Okay, so your kids were in the classroom. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I'll have to. Oh my god. So your kids are both in Animal Jam and in the classroom. Oh my god, dude. I'm gonna have to make a comparison now because we got most of the episodes of Animal Jam now, so I can take a look.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I'm gonna now. I know you probably won't remember these kids, but the most episodes that you've actually directed with were the episodes. So as you know, during the show Animal Jam, there are three dancers that stand on like a sta- stage or like a pedestal or whatever you call it. And
Yeah, yeah,
so the most ones you've got to work with were Thea, Marcus, and Spencer. Do you remember
yeah,
how they were like at all? Yeah, yeah. Do you remember how they were like? Those three
yeah.
were like.
They were in a lot of shows, and they were like leading it, so kids would see them and copy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you only directed one with the other three, Clara, Giselle, and Steven, and that was the rock and roll episode. That was the only one you got to direct with them. Everything else was Thea, Marcus, and Spencer. And so
Okay.
yeah,
That I don't either.
yeah, well, I know more than you because I'm an Animal Jam fan. So
Yeah.
that's actually my favorite Jim Henson production of all time. Not only not
Mhm.
my favorite, but yeah, that's probably my favorite Jim. Not only my favorite Jim Henson or my favorite Ready Set Learn show or probably my favorite show in Florida. It's probably my favorite puppet show now of all time because
Uh-huh.
the fan base, the fans that have came across like you, Mason and Mason and Martin, and now talking to some people that have worked on the show. It's
Mhm.
it's incredible just to know that there's fans. Like I didn't know that there was a whole fan base. I mean, of course, every show has a fan base, but I unfortunately did not know that it had some type of a following and such like that. I had no clue like
Right.
you guys were actually on Tubi about, but you guys were on Tubi about in 2016 because these two saw all the episodes, but I didn't. So that's
Okay.
so yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even think most of you guys even noticed that you were all on Tubi back then. But
No.
yeah, most of them didn't, which is kind of funny. I would expect them to know, but But yeah, but I must say, Animal Jam was a fun show. I love it. It's great. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll do something about it since I'm the head of the fan base. Maybe I'll do something.
Right.
Who knows? I'd love
Right.
to do a
Cool.
documentary. I'd love to.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead. You
I
had a
like
question?
John Kennedy's character. The DJ. That I like that. I
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah,
Oh,
John.
the DJ.
Yeah, we talked to him too, actually. Mason and I did.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
So he was
and then
Yeah.
great.
I like him.
Mhm.
yeah,
Good guy.
And then back June of 2023, we talked to Ricky Boyd, who played Waffle back
Yeah,
then. And
yeah,
I was gonna say, fun thing that Waffle actually gave me a birthday shout out back at that time, and I was like so shocked. Like it was around close to my birthday around that time, and it was so fun talking with Ricky because I know he worked with the Dog City special on the Jim Henson Hour as well
Mhm.
as one of Bugsy's henchmen at the time.
Uh-huh.
But going back to I'm trying to think. Sorry, it's so hard for me right now. But when you directed the rock and roll episode, um, how was that like directing that one episode in just in the whole series? Like,
You're talking about Animal Jam?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the music was made by good people, and I love the music in that episode. But it was a really hard show to do because 80 kids would come in the building, and you had to kind of we had wranglers that would wrangle the kids, and so it's hard to think too much about each one because each one was such a crush of people, and you just had it started and you just go, and there was no stopping except the sections with the DJ, the DJ sections. Those would be shot separately without the
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
yeah.
The
Because
DJ and the behind the scenes with and something with Edie and Waffle. Those were shot separately. Yep. And you guys did all of that before they even came there. The kids came there, so that
Yeah, I forget what order we did it in. Might have done it first or after. I don't remember.
yeah.
yeah, because back then when I was in high school, we did the same thing in band class. Like we had to follow the steps of where we move and how we do the routine, of course. Just
Uh-huh.
like how they do the routines of dancing. I mean, it's a lot of physical work. It's a lot of
Yeah,
physical work and a lot of exercise, of course. So
yeah. Bozark got the most. He was, you sweat so bad in those suits.
Yeah, David Maida.
I can imagine. I can
Yeah.
imagine how hot it would be in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
David Maida. I
Oh,
I can't even
absolutely.
say, my gosh, that dude David Maida can really pull it off. Like, my goodness.
Yes.
So I actually have I found at least two of them. I don't have the third one yet, but I haven't found the third one. But I do have two of them. So here's one springing, which I have. This was released by Hit Entertainment, of course,
Uh-huh.
who has done multiple shows that you're probably aware of.
Hmm.
So there's so there's so there's springing right there, and we also have Let's Jam Together, which I found,
Okay.
and there that is. Yeah, and I haven't found Hug a Day yet.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and actually I think I'm finally getting the last DVD that was rare, Shake a Leg. I think I'm getting that one as well now. Forgot to tell you guys, but it should be coming really soon. So yeah, I'm
And
just
where do you find?
where did I find them? Oh,
Yeah.
eBay.
Okay.
Yeah, I ordered them
I've
all off of eBay.
and I found my copy of Shake a Leg on Amazon a few years ago, back in 2021, which it was about I say $47 for it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
mine was
47 for a DVD.
yeah, mine was this one right here was like 45 when I ordered it. It was a whole 45 put together because plus shipping, and I'm like, man, but this one was like $8, $8 or $10, and I was like,
Yeah,
man,
that's
yeah. I could tell that the Let's Jam Together and the Shake a Leg, they were very rare. Yeah, they were rare. I know that they were. And
yeah.
I'm talking about these Daniel Jim DVDs because I could tell they weren't sold for very long. They apparently were not sold. They were only sold for about a year or so, and then they never came again. So that's probably
Yeah.
why it was so rare. But that all changed. And well, yeah.
Mm.
All right. Oh yeah,
What questions? You got more questions or what?
yeah. You got more questions, Martin? You got any more questions, Martin?
Yeah, yeah. Um. So, actually, I actually want to talk about another. So I want to talk about another episode that you did
Okay.
side by side.
I don't know. I can't
Oh my
remember.
god. Oh my god. Wow, you come up with a wow, okay. I did not know Animal Jam was gonna be like this. I just but I mean I can see why. Animal Jam's a really good show for a lot of us. So that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
you know. I mean if you can't remember that's okay. All I gotta say
Ah,
is all I gotta say is the music in that was really good too. The side by side
yeah.
song's really good, gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Plus
I was gonna say, um, what was the one episode that you did in Bear in the Big Blue House at that time when you
It
were
was it
in
was a pilot. I didn't direct the series. I just did a short pilot.
Oh yeah, the pilot. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. So
I mean, it's
I
not even a pilot. It's kind of a 15-minute
mhm,
thing. That's really what it was.
50
But
minute
it's a.
show.
It was. It established characters, and it was. It was good, and it was fun to do.
Yeah. So
I
normally
mean,
hold up, continue. Sorry.
you're fine. Uh, from what I've heard, that some the characters' names were changed because they kept Pop's name, but I know they changed Pip's name because it was very different. They said it was too much or violent. They said,
Mhm.
and they said they had Tutter known as Mouse at first because they changed his gender from a girl to a boy. I was like, I did not know that Tutter was a girl at first in that pilot.
Oh my
I
god.
even without the tongue
Oh my
for the
god.
puppet, I was like, jeez,
Yeah,
how
it was
could
great.
that
Mhm.
Great,
happen?
great series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to see the Playhouse Disney live on stage when Bear was still popular at that time when I was little, of course.
Hmm.
But that it's a moment I'll never forget. And I know Noel has been pretty busy and all, but he's a cool guy. I mean, I love all
Yeah.
his work for what he's done,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
especially especially with Sesame Street because
Hmm.
he's been. I know how much he's a hardworking man to work on everything, but even though through these tough times, I do want to show my support for Sesame Street right now. A lot of
Mhm.
support
All right.
Yes.
because I love them. I love all the characters
Mhm.
and all the puppeteers for all the hard work they've done for the past 56 years. It's
All right.
just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
amazing that
So
long. It's amazing.
yeah. So now normally I actually did not I actually did not get a chance to throw out fan questions this time, but normally they're just the same anyway. So I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna do this for the name of Tori, and Tori normally asks this: what
Okay.
inspired you to be a director?
I saw Disney Sword in the Stone, even though that was animated, and I
mhm.
really, that it had an emotional quality that you could feel. It uh, made you feel like the characters were real. I mean, I was so young. I don't know if I knew it that way, but it had an effect on me, and so I wanted to do that. And I grew up in a house where my father was an artist, and a photographer. So as soon as I got my first video camera, in the seventh grade, I guess, I started stuff. So it was definitely that was my first inspiration.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, you got to get your inspirations from somewhere. I mean, yeah, Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you got your camera, you started to do all these things. I mean, hey, that's a great way to
Um,
start. You just gotta get into it. And it's just like we're doing now. We're interviewing people that have worked on shows and stuff like that. And, you know, this is,
Hmm.
mhm.
I've never thought I would do something like this. I don't know if just knowing about pop, what motivated me to start doing pop culture, if it was just Animal Jam or seeing other people doing podcasts, probably other people doing podcasts and knowing more about lost media and such like that. That probably
Yeah.
motivated me to do this. So but yeah, but actually, I'm gonna actually ask this: Do you have a favorite Animal Jam episode you directed? If you remember, if you don't,
No, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's totally fine. I mean, hey, you know, that
I
was
would have done
20 years.
research about.
Yeah, I mean, that was 20 years ago. Animal Jam was like 20 years ago. You shot in '02, so over 20 years ago. So it said that you shot in 2002. So yeah, like it said May. When I saw the Muppet Central, it said the filming would start on May, and then May and June of that year. So, and actually, wait a minute. Oh my God, we're just around that time actually when they started shooting it, like 22 years ago. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. What do you know? The anniversaries keep coming in, people.
Yeah. Huh.
right.
Wow, it's the Muppets' 70th today, and yeah. It's gonna be another one of my favorite shows is Anniversary Thomas and it's gonna be its 80th anniversary. So the anniversaries keep coming on.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, does
Yeah.
anybody have any more questions for David?
Actually, we forgot to mention one thing that I remember you also did, David. The Yes I Can series I also heard about.
Mhm.
What was like working on the Yes I Can series when Kermit taught the lessons to his nephew Robin about how he could change Robin's life to doing the right things about that time. How was it like working with the Yes I Can series at that time?
I don't know. Did I really work on that? I don't think so.
It said it on on Muppet Wikipedia that you did, of course,
Okay.
along with. I just did not know
Mhm.
if you worked on that or not, because all I know is you did the sing along videos, Muppets on Wheels, and Things That Fly. I remember at the time, so
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying
I
to
just wasn't
Yeah.
aware.
The most important thing is the things you love is to do them every day, and that
Mhm.
can accomplish a lot. If that's the main thing of life. So
Of course. I mean, yeah, just try to accomplish as much. Oh wow! I gotta say this interview was pretty fun. I mean, I gotta say it's nice to try to go back. And this fun fact that we know that we found out who was on it. We found out a few things about Animal Jam now, and knowing that your children were on both Kermit Swamp Years and Animal Jam. Now I gotta look at the difference. I'm trying to.
right,
I don't know if I should take a guess of what your children look like. I'm trying to see if I saw multiple girls in like a blonde hair. So multiple kids in like blonde hair. I don't know if that.
look, you can't miss them. They're
Yeah.
in. They're not. Uh,
Oh,
in the class.
okay. Yeah. I'll have to see. I'll have to see because yeah. I don't know. I don't know which is your children though. Like I don't know which. I just have
Right.
to take a look. I'll just have to take a look there. I'm like, who are David Gumpel's children? Maybe I'll
Mm.
send you a screenshot and say, are these your children? Because
Okay.
okay, then so I'll have to compare it to like, okay, let's see. Okay, let's take a look at Animal Jam and let's take a look at. That's gonna be very
So which
interesting.
sing-alongs you guys see? Which one haven't you seen?
Which episodes haven't we seen? Which episodes? Okay.
The
We
sing, the original sing-along pieces.
Oh, the sing along pieces. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I've seen the do along. I've seen that one. I'm trying to think of what else. Like what other one? Oh my goodness. Oh my God, it's been such a long time. I'm sorry,
Right.
David. It's yeah, it's just it's just bringing back. Just have to
Yeah.
think a bit. It's like you know that you've seen these, but like it's just so funny. My
Okay.
God, I don't know. Have you guys remember anything that you anyone Mason that you've
Wait
seen?
a minute. Did you do this one play along video called "Wow, You're a Cartoonist" back
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
Oh.
I remember it was hosted by, is it Kylie or Kaylee? I think it
Hi.
was the girl. Oh,
That was,
Kylie. Okay, and PJ, of course.
and that was a puppet that, Big Bird's puppeteer. Uh,
Oh, Carol Spinney. Carol Spinney was
yeah, Penny. That
Carol
was
Spin.
Oh.
Oh
Oh my
wow.
goodness!
that was his personal character that was the guy that drew the pictures and everything. And
Oh wow. That's
well,
Wow.
cool. Carol Spinney
Wow.
got to do this. That's cool.
you never saw that one?
I
I mean, I've seen clips of it. I've seen the
No.
clips.
Well, if you remind me, maybe I'll do a transfer of my VHS if you remind me.
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't. Do you have any behind the
Jeez.
scenes of Animal Jam? Because I know that John's doing some more transfers, but he said it could take time. But if you have any behind the scenes of like Animal Jam at all, like any scenes of Animal Jam, like maybe a director's cut or
Yeah,
something.
I don't think so.
You don't think
I'll
so?
show for you with Carol Spinney. It's a good show.
Oh, you don't have anything of Animal Jam. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay if you don't have any Animal Jam. I mean, I thought
Yeah.
since you were the director, you would have stuff, but that's okay.
We were all busy. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're all busy. We'll just wait. Hopefully, John will get the rest out soon. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just not. We just hope that the. I mean, I don't think I'll get in trouble. We don't think we'll get into trouble though for just revealing some behind the scenes stuff and whatever.
No,
No,
no one's gonna.
yeah, I don't think
You know.
anybody will get into trouble, so that's good. But I'll let him know that we. I'll let John Lenny know that we talked to you as well. You know,
Okay.
I will definitely let him know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well,
Okay.
if we don't really have anything else, I can go to the last get to the last three questions and
Yeah.
just ask. Is there anything that you're working on now?
Yeah. Well, I'm working at a small TV station in
Okay.
Florida, and
Okay.
Oh,
uh,
Okay.
I
So
shoot and things like that. And I
okay.
manage the production people, and it's a good job. It's fun. I really like it.
wow, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. And if anybody wants to be a director or whatever they want to do, what do you think they should do? If they want to be a director or work on something,
The thing,
Come here and smack the shit out of you.
oh
Well,
boy,
You're
oh boy,
bullshit with that.
oh boy,
Martin.
oh boy. Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah. Sorry about that.
gotta shoot. You should shoot a project every. You know, that's how you learn to direct. And you know, a lot of people don't watch movies, and they expect what they make to look like movies. And if they don't have the experience of looking at tons of stuff,
Yeah,
then
Sorry
you know,
about that.
there's a lot of people, they say they want to develop their own style, but you have to learn from the styles of other people first, and then you can do your own thing.
Okay. So
okay, yeah.
it's interesting.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to learn. Well, and okay, hold up. So yeah, and it's okay, Martin. I heard you. It's okay. Don't worry. Anyway,
Yeah.
our final question to you, David, is so as you know, this is Entertainment Treasure Talk with me, Samuel Wark, and we would like to know what is something that is entertainment treasure to you, like any movie, any show, any video game. Though I think though I joke around people and say, oh, older people and say, well, you're probably too old to remember any video game. So
You mean of all of regular production in the world.
Yeah. What's some of your favorite what's like a favorite production? It could be a song, it could be a song, a show, a movie, anything like that. What's your favorite
Well, I love
production?
movies.
What's that movie? What's that? You didn't really get that.
Quentin
Hmm?
Tarantino, the all those movies.
Oh,
Uh,
so those okay.
Okay.
let's see what else. My favorite stuff. Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey is probably on the top of my list,
Mm,
Oh,
okay,
Oh
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
I've seen
that's a
that one.
good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
and I've watched it many times,
Yeah.
and always fresh. It's hard to see a movie, and some movies you can watch them once and you can't, but that movie you can watch over and over again.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
That's good to know. That's really good to know. I mean, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's awesome to know. Well, David, I thank you for being here today, this evening. I know we've had some back and forths getting back. I know you've been busy and all that. So, but I'm grateful we were able to get this done. So we could talk. And yeah, I'll let you know when this goes out. And
Okay. I'm glad
yeah,
I met you. I'm
yeah,
glad I met you.
yeah. No
Thank you.
problem. No problem. And thank you. And yeah. So yeah, we'll let you know, and we'll keep in touch with you. And well, I hope you have a great rest of your evening, David. And we'll we will keep in touch. All right.
Okay, guys. See ya.
Bye, David.
see you,
Bye,
David.
David.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, that was fun, guys. I gotta say,
Yeah,
that
it
was fun.
was.
Yeah, I that was fun. And yeah. So, all right, guys. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for watching this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk with Samuel Warwick. We hope that pretty soon, coming soon, we're going to be talking to Peter Lines, who has
Peter.
done Peter Lines, not Peter Lines, Peter Lurie. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't.
Peter Lorre.
You're
Sorry,
fine.
guys.
You're fine.
I'll have to. I still like to get Peter Lines on in the future, but But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk podcast, and we will see everybody on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Have a good night. Have a great weekend.
See ya. Thank you for watching this episode of the Entertainment Treasure Talk. We hope that you had fun and that you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, maybe you'd like to watch or hear more episodes of the show. The link to the playlist is in the description. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more upcoming episodes. And don't forget that you're awesome and that you too are filled with entertainment treasure. See you next time for another great episode of the podcast. Peace out.